Well, J. Cole, he dropped a new song called Portantonio.
Yeah.
And he addressed the whole Kendrick Drake beef and his role in it, because remember he dropped 8-minute freestyle and then he took it back.
Right.
He said, I wouldn't have lost a battle dog, I would have lost a bro, I would have gained a foe, and all for what? Just attain some more props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for.
Right.
So basically he's saying that he dropped out because he would have lost a friend and gained an enemy, so he just basically tapped out.
That's what J. Cole, listen, J. Cole is one of the most humblest guys I ever met in the industry. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire and he's still riding a bike in the city.
Right.
You never seen him with one piece of jewelry. He's just a different kind of guy.
I'm sure his house is crazy, though.
I mean, yeah, I'm quite sure. Quite sure his condos.
See, and hold on, I just want to check this comment because people be like, "Oh, look, Bill Gates, he wears a Seiko watch. Look at all the jewelry he's not wearing." Motherfuckers like J. Cole may not wear jewelry, but I'm sure he lives in like a $30 million home. I'm sure he flies private everywhere. I'm sure his bank accounts are insane. Yeah, so just because he's not into jewelry or not into designer clothes, he's into other shit that he spends millions of dollars on. That's all I'm saying.
Look, when you see a guy ride a bike every day, you haven't even seen him.
But maybe he just likes riding bikes. I ride bikes in the city sometimes.
No, I mean,
I'm not J. Cole, but I'm saying I
you and J. Cole are very crazy because it's very fucking dangerous to ride a city bike.
It is.
Fucking the city, you might get clipped by a cab.
Uber. Well, I did it the other day.
Robbed. You never know what.
I felt my life was in danger.
What the fuck? So all the tourists, be careful riding them fucking city bikes in the city. But what I'm saying to you is, he's a humble guy. You expect nothing but humble shit from him. Like I said, he's a multi-millionaire riding a bike, a city bike or whatever kind of bike through the city. And I would love to go on them bike rides. I see them kids. One day I was in the city, seen 1 million bikes come through. Shout out to all the bike riders. But what I'm saying is, he's the most humblest rapper you know.
It's interesting.
Right?
I did it.
Y'all don't agree?
No, you're right. He probably, at that level, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I did a poll recently. This is me being the bad guy.
You always the bad guy.
I said, what's the worst?
I told you, I asked your production if he fucking likes you. He gave me the smile like. He gave me the meme.
What's up, Matt?
Gave me the meme like. It's like, you really fucking like this guy? Yo,
listen, I did a poll. I said, what's the worst diss song of all time? The choices are Drake, The Heart Part 6, J. Cole, 7-Minute Drill, Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot, Jay-Z, Super Ugly.
Those are the highest thing on the poll?
Those are the 4 that I chose. I don't mean the one that diss the most. I mean just the most disappointing diss songs of all time. I picked those 4. Drake, The Heart Part 6, J. Cole, 7-Minute Drill, Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot. So, Drake, Heart Part 6 was dissing Kendrick. J. Cole, 7-Minute Drill was dissing Kendrick as well. Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot was dissing Megan. Jay-Z, Super Ugly was dissing Nas.
Those are your top 4 diss records?
Those are the top 4 that I felt were the most disappointing of all time.
Oh, disappointing?
The most disappointing.
I would have to sit back and listen to them and figure out.
Nicki Minaj actually won as the most disappointing song, the Bigfoot diss.
Why would you say that?
I mean, that's what the votes said. There were 1,400 votes.
Better chill out for you have Zoo looking for
37%. 37% said Nicki Minaj. That was not a good diss record. And I'm generally a Nicki Minaj fan.
You better chill for Zoo from Queens look for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He lives not too far from me.
I'm only joking.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a what? He's a registered sex offender.
I'm not getting into all that.
He is, man. If I ever see him, I'll just pull a kid out.
Well, don't worry, production. You make sure you edit that. You know Vlad problems. You make sure you edit that, production.
Okay. A lot of people were saying that Jay-Z's Super Ugly shouldn't be on the list.
What? Which one was Super Ugly?
That was the one over the Dre beat. That remember after Nas did Ether, he dropped that. He talked about, condoms in the baby seat and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. I remember Super Ugly.
The reason I put it in the list is because as big as Ether was, that song made a very small impact. Now, Takeover made a big impact.
Yeah, Takeover.
But as the response,
I remember when Takeover dropped. I lived on Springfield and Merrick. I remember when that shit dropped. Because music, remember, that's the thing about music. It's just remembering time. That's the best thing. But I remember when I lived in Springfield at Merrick Boulevard. I got like one of my first apartments over there. And I remember that shit came over. What album was that?
Takeover?
That's when he got that Prodigy in them.
Blueprint 2, was it?
Was that was the Blueprint 2? Yeah, I remember that.
Blueprint, sorry. Blueprint.
Who was on that beat? Was that Just Blaze?
No, I think that was Kanye.
No, wasn't Kanye on that.
Hold on.
Cause I know Ron Brown. Shout out to Ron Brown. He made Ether.
He made Ether.
Like, that's why Ether boy. But who the fuck made Takeover? That beat was crazy.
Hold on. Kanye West.
Oh, Kanye made it?
Yeah, I told you. I know my hip hop, man. Kanye.
Well, I thought Just Blaze made that.
Well, Just Blaze was doing
That
a
was
lot
the
of
beat.
he was doing a lot of Jay-Z shit.
Down. That was it.
Yeah, that
right?
was a Doors sample.
That shit was crazy. I didn't even know Kanye did that.
Yeah.
No, why I thought Just Blaze did that.
Well, Just Blaze was doing a lot of Jay-Z's beats during that time, so it makes sense you would think that. But Kanye did that.
And
beat.
I know Ron Browns did Ether.
Ron Browse.
Yeah, Ron Brown. Of course, yeah. He
Yeah.
did Ether.
So Takeover was huge. Nas spent 6 months before he dropped Ether. Ether was massive. And then Super Ugly came out and you didn't
It took him 6 months to drop Ether?
Well, think about it. Back then, you couldn't just go and post something on the internet. You had to go to the studio. You had to get it pressed up. I believe, didn't it drop
Was it on the album? Because I know Takeover was on
Stillmatic?
Yeah, Takeover we said was on Blueprint 2.
Blueprint.
So, yeah, Blueprint 2.
No, not Blueprint 2, Blueprint.
Oh, the Blueprint. I thought you said 2.
I said 2 originally, but I had to correct myself. Yeah.
Okay, so you saying Ether was on the album? I don't know. What album was that?
Stillmatic.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that was a big album. That was like
That
Nas.
was- you know what,
That
that was
was Nas's comeback album because before then.
Was it
he had that-
Nostradamus?
Yeah. No. It was, hold on a second.
That was the tour me and 50 was on, Nostradamus. I remember that. That was maybe the third album, or was that the second album? No. It was
Stillmatic, which was classic.
yes.
It Was Written, which I
Yes,
thought was
that
good,
second.
but not a classic.
And then Nostradamus was the
I
third.
Am.
Oh yeah, I Am third. I Am was two.
Nostradamus. That was like the low point. Nostradamus was the one that
Fourth
did.
album. We was on tour for that.
And then Stillmatic came out, and that's when he was right back in it.
Yeah. Still
You know,
mad.
remember Jay-Z had that line, you go, you have one hot album every 8-year average or something like that. He was talking about how Nas was kind of in a decline. Nostradamus was at the point his weakest album, what most people would consider at the time.
Yeah, we
but then
was on that.
Stillmatic came out with Ether,
I think Nostradamus was that shit was just totally different than, people wasn't used to it. But he did have some records on Nostradamus though. He had one or two.
see.
He had some records.
Nostradamus had
What was on there?
Nostradamus.
Well, I was happy because I was on the fucking tour. Like, oh, fuck.
You Owe Me featuring Genuine. That's pretty much
What was
it.
that?
That's-
Shorty, put
Yeah.
those in place.
Yeah, those are the two singles.
If you
Nostradamus.
back it up, let
You
me
Can
hold my ice. Oh, baby, oh, me. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, me something like.
Yeah. Not Nas's finest moment. But then Stillmatic had Ether, had Got Yourself a Gun.
Oh yeah,
had one mic.
That was it.
One mic. That's when Nas was back.
Yeah, that's when he was back because for Nas. That was it.
That was it.
Oh yeah, but that was a good time in hip hop because niggas had the diss records on the album.
Right.
So it was fucking crazy. That's why it took 6 months. You're fucking right.
Exactly.
Because it was on the album.